Gave me the candidates, and I put them
I
in the
haven't seen
mailbox.
that.
So look.
So if you give it to me, I'll put the ballots
Okay.
together, because
So
I
you
have
gave
the
it Monday.
format already done.
Okay.
I just have to change.
It should be in my mailbox.
We just change everything. That's something Catherine does, and then she prints them
Okay.
and folds them.
Mary, a little quick question.
Yep.
We have two cash accounts. One's $200, one's $25. 200 is Virginia's. Who has the $25
Are you
account?
talking about petty cash?
Petty cash.
Petty
Okay.
Petty cash.
It's different.
It's in the report.
Yeah, I saw it. And it's
Was it
$200 and
conservation?
$25. Conservation is one?
Was it conservation? It's, you know, I just put the same information each year, so it would be in last year's if we have a copy of last year's.
Why would the Conservation Commission have a petty cash? fund?
I
Planning
have,
board used to have a petty cash.
as a
Right.
planning board?
Yeah,
Doing notices and things like
yeah,
that.
planning board had one.
So that may be what it is.
I don't think they've ever,
Sure.
we haven't used it in a long time.
I mentioned it to Mary Lou, but it's
We'll fix it.
What's
just
that?
for cards.
Okay. She just discovered a petty cash box in her office.
An envelope. Oh, later.
You'll give it to me.
Did we find a windfall?
You wouldn't believe. You wouldn't
Oh,
believe.
the other item for me is I will probably download from TD Bank's website our current balance and write a check for the balance to clear that out.
Okay. Anything else under this subject? Clifton?
One other thing, would you like the, I don't know, I assume the library has given us a report. Gaffney Library, I know.
Here's
Clifton's favorite
yes,
topic.
all the stuff Mary Lou was just sending out.
Do you
That's
want
everything.
them, do you want me to approach them and putting a picture on the bottom?
Of what?
The library. If they have room on the page. No, they may not have room.
They don't have room. That's up to you. I just need it in a JPEG format if they do.
No, I'm just thinking, we're making this new format, we've got room for pictures, we should put them in where we can, and they're in black and white. I assume we're not paying any more for them.
Nope, it's just lithographed.
Okay?
Moving on, I haven't seen any petition warrant articles. Therefore, the date is passed.
And I did come in and check it. on the
I
due
came in
date.
that day too, and did not find anything. Therefore, I will transmit this new one to you without this on there.
Okay.
Do we know who signed up to run for?
Bill has that list.
I had it in my mailbox, I thought, so somewhere it's attached to something.
But I believe there's somebody signed up for every position,
Cool.
possibly a planning board position, isn't, we had, did they talk about it at the planning board meeting?
You're not up this year, right?
No.
Tom Welton is up and is not running for reelection.
Right.
There's only one person that's doing planning board.
So who else is up this year?
I think it's Tom and Gary, I think.
Yeah,
Gary's
Gary.
rerunning.
He's
Gary's
rerunning.
rerunning.
Okay. Ray. We'll do a writing campaign for you, bud.
That's what we
You got
do.
stuff attending these meetings.
We'll gang up on them.
You should learn from your friend here that gets volunteered for everything.
I took it, oh, shoot.
Okay. While we're talking about the town report, my question to Clifton and Bill is, how are you going to integrate with your quality control committee?
I don't know.
Well, I think some of these pages can be just given to people to look over now, as far as this information. Or, you know, when he has the sheets, and they can just be looking those over, and the only ones that really should run into a crunch would be the ones with the numbers. But I mean, they could look over the emergency.
So who
maps.
is my quality control committee?
Rose, Harriet Wilson, and
My wife backed
one
out.
candidate who backed out.
I volunteered for it as well.
So
Oh, you
Rose
did?
and Harriet Wilson.
And myself.
And
Oh,
Marilyn?
and you, I think you said you backed down, I'm sorry.
And-
No,
and
I
I-
did not back out.
I volunteered my
You're
wife, and I never should have done that without consulting
never
her.
worked.
That's the worst thing.
That's my mistake. Had I not done it that way, I
She
would have
can
been all set.
volunteer you, that works, but you cannot volunteer her, it does never work.
And
Okay.
I tried to volunteer my wife, but that didn't work.
As soon as I have all these other ones together, I will contact the three of you and meet with you here to give it to you to go over. And then you can mark up the copy that I give you and get it back to me. A lot of it's just cutting and pasting. We're taking it at how it is submitted, unless there's some really bad graphical errors or spelling errors, and then we're correcting it. And of course, if Craig writes, I haven't seen Craig's yet, but he normally writes his in the third person, and we usually change it over to first person. He does that for whatever reason.
It's
So,
his archival history.
and every year we change it back over to first person because he's the one that's submitting the report. He's the one that did the work. So we want him to have credit for it.
Good.
We may get this out.
Going to new
Get it out
business,
in a year, but hopefully it'll be a lot better than last year's.
President's Day is the 20th of February.
Is that a meeting day?
Oh,
No,
we had the representative from Kelly.
that was this morning.
This morning,
8 to
and
10, I think, or 9 to 10.
There were, as far as I know, 2 people that came to visit.
That's 2 more than last time.
Did you count me or no?
No, we counted 3. That's
Okay.
right, you got started out before I got
Did
3.
you,
Yeah, that's
did you
true.
give, did you give Mike some input?
That's right.
I just chit-chatted, that was all.
Okay. Mike Scala was the representative for Kelly Ayotte at the meeting this morning.
What was discussed?
I wasn't here.
And people talked to him privately
Oh,
on different issues. I know I had an issue that I wanted to talk to him about.
Okay.
So
I
when's
might go
Kelly
to
coming?
confession or something.
Oh, we probably won't see her here.
Well, if she came, then I would actually make sure I came over here.
You know, I love the way the federal government spends our money. This is from FEMA. Sent certified, return receipt. Has to do with the Federal Emergency Management Agency and our flood zones, the study.
Who is our FEMA agency?
FEMA.
FEMA. Department of
There should be a
Homeland
local-
Security, Region 1.
There should be a local agency.
But after doing all of this, the key line is this. As there are no modifications to your floodplain in the town of Brookfield, your community is not eligible for an appeal period. Isn't that exciting?
Lesson B, don't build in a floodplain.
Anything else
Or build it high up on stilts.
of new business?
The only thing I would like to add is that we had an email round robin going with the moderator, Dr. Marsh, and he is going to have a coffee for the candidates and all the issues for the election on March
3rd?
3rd.
Cool beans.
He will not be making the coffee.
I don't know why he asked, he sent you the email that I would. Where did that come from in the conversation?
Well, thank you for volunteering.
No, but then Mary Lou says that she didn't need me, so I was like, oh, phew.
Oh, I may need you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll still come, but,
So she was voluntold.
Yes, voluntold.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, any other new business? I've got a few things in the mail I was going to talk about.
We have checks.
No, I'll do them tonight.
We're going to have to go over these, we're going to have to talk about some of those bills.
Well, I
Right.
pulled the 2 out.
Just had a question. Exactly what is the Agricultural Commission? I've always wanted that.
The Agricultural Commission actually started off as a committee to look into and advise the planning board and the board of selectmen on ongoing agricultural issues at the state and federal levels. They were also tasked with, part of their job is to help promote local farms within the town of Brookfield and be a source of information and education for those people who are looking to get started or involved in farming.
Okay.
And then Lee, actually, the town of Lee was the first agricultural commission in the state. Brookfield actually had the second in the state. And now there's a slew of them after that. So it's about keeping our town agricultural versus losing that heritage that this town has always had.
So you could be on either the Agricultural Commission or the Heritage Commission.
That's, I don't,
Do you tap trees? Do you make maple syrup?
no.
He doesn't even eat vegetables.
I can't even grow a vegetable.
Do you raise any kind of meat?
Huh?
Do you raise any kind of meat?
No,
Now, that's his
I
friend.
don't. I live over in the city part, the Beverly Hills part there.
Where they need a neighborhood watch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, mostly to watch ourselves, but
Okay, the local government center sent us a letter talking about the annual report awards contest, and it shows how we scored in various categories. I'll pass this down the table.
So how do we score?
There's so many categories there. Take your pick. Some we were 5 of 5 or 3 of 3, depending on what they were looking for, and some we were 0 for 5.
How much we do for airports? Is that one of the ones I have on there,
That's
airports?
probably, yeah, probably.
Probably 0 5 on airports, okay.
Anyway, I'm passing this down because I'm not sure you've seen this because of your
What
kickback
is
mail.
GASB 34 compliant?
You could have
Oh,
called
that's
us.
the accounting,
We got a 0.
because you hadn't, by the time the town annual report is out, you haven't had a full audit.
Balance
Of
sheet
everything.
0.
Balance sheet, that's why this year you'll, oh, I don't have a balance sheet, but I can put one in. Library,
We only got a 1. We don't even have a library.
We don't really have a balance sheet.
Summary of receipts and expenses, we got 3 out of 4. Summary of inventory of evaluation tax rate compilation information, we got a 1 out of 4. Statement of outstanding debt, -2, but we got a 0.
We don't have any debt.
Outstanding.
We don't have any debt, so how can we, yeah. So maybe that's why it's a -2. Report available online, we got a 0 out of 2. Overall financial presentation, we got 5 out of 9. They didn't even score graphic layouts or department reports.
Without more details, it's essentially
So,
not useful information.
There was 113 possible points and we got 53.
so less is more. It's like golfing.
But see, they didn't rate us for our department reports, and we have department reports. There was a police report in there, a fire report.
Fire, police, ambulance.
List of town officials was there. Selectmen had a report. We don't have a manager administration. Public Works had a report. List of town offices. We have 1 here. Now, if they want a list of town officials, we had that. Oh, we didn't have a table of contents, though, did we?
Depends on what you're looking at. We have.
We'll create one this year. How's that?
We also received from the LGC the public official schedule for bonding. And the reason I'm bringing this up is it has treasurer, tax collector, deputy tax collector, town clerk, deputy town clerk, trustee of trust funds, agent for motor vehicles 1, deputy agent for motor vehicle.
That would be
Jennifer.
The assistant town clerk, deputy
Okay.
town clerk.
Okay.
See, They're the town clerks, but we also have a motor vehicle station here.
Right, I know.
So both of them have to be agents for the motor vehicle as well as town clerk.
Okay.
That's a separate office that they hold that.
I was wondering if that was Brad Williamson, but it's not.
No, that's
it's
DMV.
Virginia and Jennifer. Okay, got it. And that's the reason I brought that one up. Here is the report of the Trust and Capital Reserve Funds. Since I don't need this stuff anymore, I'm giving it to Clifton. By the way, I went over the trust funds numbers. They look pretty good to me. I'm hoping your quality control committee will look at them a little bit, but
We wouldn't know if they were
This
right
is-
or wrong.
I've held the position. This is the first year. I would say they're right, 100% right.
Cool. I know he's done a lot of work on them.
He has, and he's put notes to explain things when they're a little different.
They're actually in a, what is this, Excel program? Looks like Excel.
Does it have little boxes? Oh, little boxes. He speaks my language.
Okay, we're not going to do the numbers right now anyway. Under the school, I would mention that February 21st, that's a Tuesday, at 7 p.m. at the Arts Center is going to be the annual Poetry Out Loud School Finals. And they come from schools all over the state, and it's a rather big contest, and the students are reading poetry. And they've had excellent turnout in the past. The public is invited to attend. We can put that on the bulletin board. Ed, I put a copy of this in your inbox, but the State of New Hampshire Highway Safety Agency is looking for our input on projects, if we have any, for your input, and we have till the 24th of February to get that in.
Okay.
Now this is a very rare document. It's from a law firm, addressed to the selectmen and members of the board. This letter is sent to express our appreciation for the assistance provided myself, Jessica, and George with my record search on January 25th. My practice area is focused on municipal matters and land use, and I often visit municipalities to gather information. And she doesn't leave until she gets it. In addition to your files being neat and well organized, those mentioned in this letter were cordially prepared and went above and beyond to assist me, which is somewhat unusual. Please extend my appreciation again to those individuals, and thank you for making it an efficient and worthwhile for my client to visit the town of Brookfield. And I have commented previously, but Craig Evans has got things back in the vault, very well organized, and we were able to find things just like that. It was incredible. So we
What were they looking for?
it was information on a subdivision.
Driveway.
Right-of-way subdivision.
Yep,
dispute.
right away, driveway
Yep.
dispute, yep.
And we spent quite a bit of time working with this lady, Patricia,
Panacioni or something like that.
Panciocco. But I'm not going to try to pronounce it.
Yeah,
But I thought perhaps we could make a copy and put this in your and George's file.
okay.
I think that's very nice. And she wouldn't leave until she got the data, but we found it. And it was just, once we went in the vault, it was right there. It was easy to find. And the rest of this is, we're down to the mail, and that's it for mail, other than, if you
We're
want
going
to
to
read
discuss this
catalogs.
here, because this should be discussed.
Now we can go to these issues here, Clifton, that we need you to put that down and go to these. No, we've all seen them.
I saw it. I'm waiting for the issues.
No, the issue in this instance is a bill for about $7,000 for the cutting edges on the snowplows. and who should pay for them, the town or our road agent. And again, this is more a clarification than anything, but that's a 5-year supply.
Okay. Who owns the plows?
I do.
Okay.
My question was, we were signing the check, and then it just occurred to me, I wasn't sure if we should sign it or not, so I thought we should discuss it.
All right. So let's discuss it.
You want to pay for them.
That's standard procedure through the state.
Is the
That's the way it's
town,
always been. You've always been buying cutting edges for my plows, and so when it came time to buy more, I bought more.
And I'm glad Ed's here, because I think, we need his input on this as well.
okay. So the town doesn't own any more plows?
Nope.
We sold them all, and you bought them?
Well, Scott Duchamp, I bought some and Scott Duchamp bought some.
Okay, and it's standard practice for the towns?
Yep, you go down the state shed to the District 3 shed, and all subcontracted trucks, whether they own the plows or not, if they own even if they own the plows, the state supplies the cut edges. And it's
Okay.
been that way in this town, even way back to Cy Moody. You guys have been paying for his cut edges, the Evans brothers. And
Well, I thought, me personally, the Evans brothers used our plows in our town. From my understanding, this is
all
the,
that,
no, because they own the big red truck,
Yeah.
right? They own Papa Bear.
right.
Okay.
Okay, I just thought we should have all that out, because if anybody ever questions us, now we have an answer, and it's a matter of record.
Why we did what we did.
Right,
Okay.
okay.
I have no problem with that.
There was some more in this stack, I think?
No, just that one.
Just that one, okay.
I'm not sure why that was put up.
There was an avatar, wasn't there an avatar?
This is for last year.
question?
She's just giving it to us.
Okay. We're gonna yell at her. That's about all we can do.
Just like we did last year?
Just like we did last year and the year before that, and the year before that, and the last, how long has she been the town clerk?
I
26
typically
years.
have gotten them before the end of the year. I pushed her to get them. This year she is.
Okay. Well, since you were the treasurer, maybe. But you go back in the records of when Dan was treasurer and looking when they've always been like a lot of things that nothing against Virginia or anything like that, but usually her last, the way it used to be set up before we went to, when she got all the fees and everything, as part of her packet, that was always submitted late to us, and we were paying the last year's and the next year's. It was always a big mess, and we were always trying to get her to put it in a timely fashion. If we owe her the money, we need to pay her the money. I mean, we can talk to her again and strongly
Recommend.
recommend that she gets them in a timely fashion to be paid. I thought this was supposed to be done on a monthly basis for her.
No.
How does she get paid? Monthly, right?
She gets paid quarterly.
Quarterly. All right. But if I'm putting money out of my own pocket, for expenses for the town, it should be in a timely fashion. She should be putting in a monthly expense report minimum.
Or quarterly even. would be
Or quarterly as she's being paid. So that is just a procedural thing that we'll need to discuss with her. Uh-oh, meeting's over.
Quiet.
Good. How are you this evening?
I'm doing all right.
Just stopping in?
Just sticking my head in. I saw the lights on.
Oh, cool.
Yep. Didn't mean to interrupt it.
Oh, no.
No.
Do you have anybody, do they do neighborhood watch over in Wakefield?
As far as citizens,
As the program, yeah.
yeah, we have had a group on Crew Road that have done that in the past.
And do they work through the chief? I mean, or how's that?
Yes. And they have meetings. They did have meetings when they did it, and it was pretty effective.
So if somebody in this town wanted to put a neighborhood watch together, they should contact the Wakefield Police Department,
Absolutely.
and you guys can help them set that in motion.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, that one.
Solves that problem.
Glad I showed up.
Absolutely. I'd even suggest that if they did get it together, the town could buy the signs.
Take it out of selectmen's budget.
Well, of course it would come out of the selectmen's. No, it didn't come out of the road agent's budget. You're the one that's gonna put them up.
Okay, well, we'll need to initial this, but that's coming out of this year's dollars.
Okay.
Last year's done.
And
So, and what we need to actually remind her,
from the selectmen to Virginia.
I'll wait till he's not.
Timely manner.
Yes.
Is what we need to remind her is that if she goes over her budget for the year, that she has to answer to the townspeople for expending more than her budget. Or she'll have to cut it back somewhere else. So she does not go over her budgeted numbers.
Okay, that's the last item.
Would you like to request it quarterly?
Yeah, I put quarterly.
You want to do
I
quarterly?
would,
Okay.
I don't understand why she's not putting it in monthly. But I mean, if she wants to do it quarterly, then she can do it quarterly.
Given the speed with which we're getting an annual report, I don't want to push things too much. I think quarterly will be satisfactory.
Yes.
An attempt.
Okay.
She does feel bad about not being able to balance this year.
Well, we all have those days.
What do you do? It's only 1 month we're down to, so we'll get it.
Before the end of February.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Actually, just
It got right there.
for you.
Thank you.
Come across that ballot.
There might be
You
something
didn't
of
want the
mine in
avatar?
there. I'm looking for, I have an abatement that,
Oh, there's a couple of abatements probably in there.
it should just be one.
And of course, Eddie's intent to cuts
Oh, yeah,
are
and
there.
intent to cut.
You didn't
so-
want, were you questioning Avatar?
No, no.
Okay,
No,
Well,
I knew
oh,
that.
were we supposed to question it?
no, it's just,
No.
it's a routine. They've started their third year.
Yeah,
Was a question, I question whether
I have questions about this though.
they should pay the full.
Yes, I do.
This is yours.
Thank you.
This is yours.
I'm looking at the report of the Trust and Capital Reserve Funds. I'm looking at the report for the MS9 on the Road and Bridge Repair Fund, where it said in 2011 we withdrew $90,271.37.
Did you read the notes?
Yeah, 25,000 of the road and bridge repair withdrawal for a 2010 project.
Hang on.
Because I didn't get the money from them last year by December 31st because of the former
So
chairman of the.
But how did he report it? Did he report that in 2011
I
or
don't know that.
2010 and
I reported
2011?
it in 2010 because it was 2010 money that was due.
Yeah, this,
Okay,
This is how we get into these.
so this is where the question is because we were only authorized to withdraw up to 75,000.
75,000, and we actually withdrew this year 65,
Right.
63 to 65.
So this is gonna mislead when, if they don't spend that time to look at that little note and nobody stands up to explain it at town meeting, they're gonna go, well, we only authorized you to withdraw 75,000. The project only came in at 68,000. How come you withdrew $90,000?
And certainly DRA will have a, they'll be on blocks on that.
Clifton, there is another report I've seen from the trustee of the trust funds where he explains that, and that isn't there. Because I've read it, and we know in part of it was an adjustment for prior year errors.
Yeah.
Which I
kept
think,
saying, I needed it, I needed it, I needed it, and it didn't come till after.
I think we should certainly put,
But I
if things
think
into DRA, there should be
But-
that clarification with it, because they're gonna flag it and go all, get all.
I
upset.
do think that it came within that first 10 days.
Well, it's already been submitted on the MS9, right?
Yeah, this is the MS9.
So it's already been submitted.
Okay, well, wait till they,
So either DAR is going to flag it and say, what are you guys doing? Or they're going to say, okay, I understand.
Okay.
But I have a problem with them doing it.
But I have a report that is for
Okay.
your report that explains it in more detail than this.
Okay.
This is just the MS9.
But again, I have a problem with them not getting the monies transferred and moved in an appropriate time matter and getting them recorded in the year that they're